Hello and welcome to the 2021 Spikeball Roundnet Nationals here at the Proving Grounds in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're joined by over 400 teams in 9 different divisions who are here to compete for their city and ultimate pride and a title. We're joined by Ben and Matt in the booth, but we've got 3 intense pro matches prepared for you before lunch. We've got 1 pro and 1 women's match after lunch and 2 full days of amazing content. We're going to kick it off right now with our first pro game. Matt, Ben, take it over to you.
Good morning, and thank you, Bryce Clifford. I am Ben Dantowitz here for Matthew Burrows, and we're going to jump right into our first pro division matchup of the day. It's going to be Sloppy Seconds and Gold Diggers. Matt, you saw these guys play back in Garland, Texas several months back. Tell me about that matchup.
It was a very hot day, so a lot of players, losing heat, losing stamina, so both of these players find themselves in a semifinal matchup. Gold Diggers actually taking it in 3, so Sloppy Seconds looking to take a little bit of revenge. I believe that was the last time they played each other, so a little bit of a grudge match to start off the day here for these teams. Of course, everyone wants to win as many games as they can to get that best seed possible, but we're going to see who's going to take it today. We got Garrett Hornock and Kyle Ackerman versus Travis Core and Gabe Finocchi. Gabe Finocchi and Travis Core rocking the new jerseys out here today.
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
I'm a big fan of them. I know Gabe's brand is just neon bright. He's got those beautiful green shorts. You guys see them on screen shortly. He's got the nice yellow top. I like the contrast of the blue here. It really pops on the screen. I think one other thing that's exciting is Gabe Finocchi missed his first podium in California but a few weeks ago. So for those who know the name, we saw him qualify for a premiere in Winter Haven, Florida at the start of the year. Gabe went on to play 8 Premier Division tournaments and podiumed on 7 of them this year, which is a wild statistic. Looks to set himself up for a good draw, as you said. Everyone in the Pro Division today is going to make the bracket, unlike some Premier Divisions we had earlier in the year where you had to get top 2 in your pool. Today, all 4 teams in all 4 pools, that's 16 pro teams, will be advancing. But these guys are jockeying for position, and it's Pool A here. This is for the overall 1 seed in the bracket.
And you got to start off the game with Kyle Ackerman to serve. He goes with a very wide step out. That is a very unique serve to his game. He tries to force you out as far left as possible, and actually going to get a break to start us off.
Yeah, you notice Gabe's a little bit off net there, forces Travis to his weak left hand. Kyle only likes to do that when he's serving from the right-hand side. He can put the ball between the opponents. Whereas on that one,
able to just split between the defenders there. Unfortunately, we are having some technical difficulties, so we won't be able to have that scoreboard for you this morning. We will be trying to get that a little bit later in the day, so bear with us. Gabe Finocchi, though, going to start us off. We'll try to keep score in our heads best we can, 1-1. Double fault there to start off from Sloppy Seconds.
You talked a little about Garrett Hornock and Kyle and how they played in Texas. This team getting their pro bid is Hornock has the reverse cut warmed up.
Yeah, they were warming up serves for quite a long time. Garrett Hornock looking pretty hot. Travis Core maybe got to stay down a little bit lower there and he won't get aced as the ball did pop up a little bit. Finocchi going to play this rim off the hip of Ackerman. And a nice body up in the Meg to finish it off. Some great points from Gold Digger so far in this first game 1. Going to look to run away with it early.
3 quick breaks on that first 5-point exchange.
Yeah, already up 4-1. A nice 3-break cushion. Definitely make you feel comfortable, give you that little bit of confidence you need.
Interesting stance there from Hornock. He's one to usually stand up on his left leg and serve off balance that way. Now just trying to do a flat 2-foot stance. And goes the way of a double fault. Maybe not the best time to pull out a new serving look.
He does. He has been switching up his stance a little bit at practices. Not sure how much he's practiced it by himself in the garage, but he got a couple breaks off of it, so it can't be too bad. Ball back over into the hands of Sloppy Seconds now. They get the ball in the net. It's a nice EC up right over the net, but a hitting error coming out of Hornock. Not what you want to see this early.
Yep, maybe just those beginning of nationals yips in the morning. We talked about how when they played in Garland, it was the end of the day, they were tired. These guys should have full energy, good night's sleep starting their day, and maybe just getting some of the sand out of the eyes for some of those sets as they come in.
This is going to be a nice up from Kyle Ackerman, but a nice hand from Travis Core, and he's going to get it up and give the soft touch to Gabe Finocchi, and he's going to wrap it right back behind him with that backhand flick. And just like that, they're going to tie up the game. Sloppy seconds with the comeback. A nice quick lefty from Core. Hornock on the net again, going to blast it away. Finocchi can't quite reach it, breaks the tripod on his way down. I believe it was his partner, Travis Core's tripod. He's going to try to pick it back up. He wants to have his games recorded on his phone for the extra raw stats. If you don't know raw stats, that is Roundnet Analytics Worldwide. If you want to check out any Roundnet stats for these pro divisions, we will have all these games on there later. It'll be roundnetstats.com. So if you want to see any stats from today's tournament or any of the previous tour series, go to roundnetstats.com and you can check those out. Travis Core going to get that set back up.
Yeah. Giving a little CPR.
Yeah.
Off screen.
A little bit of an ice there for Gold Diggers now. Had to sit for a second, but a nice little reverse out of Ackerman, and that ball's going to lip up from Finocchi. 5s now. Once Finocchi gets hot, it could be some trouble for Gold Diggers, no longer having that comfortable cushion.
Yeah, immediately lost their 4-1 lead with another 4-1 run answered by Sloppy. But Finocchi opens the series with 2 double faults there. Yet to put one in play.
Hornock definitely the more serving power on Gold Diggers, so they'll be looking for him to make the breaks happen. Gets a little bit of a touch, but Ackerman can't quite get the ball back. It was a little bit low, hard to reach. Garrett Hornock does his best to try to get it on the net. But
Ackerman's also running into the sun there. Maybe he can't find the ball at the right spot.
Yeah.
Looks like it hit maybe a little low off the hand.
Quarter serve back now, faking that lefty. Hornock looks like he wants to play it. Ackerman doesn't want it. Hornock was in a little bit of an odd position, really low in the no-hit zone. So maybe just opting, hey, let's not play this one, let's make him put it on. And that one's going to go high, so a good choice from Ackerman.
And through 4 serving rotations there for Sloppy Seconds, Gold Diggers has only had to hold 1 time. It's been 3 double faults. So as you said, once Finocchi gets rolling, Gold Diggers better be ready to receive and play some good offense, because it's a tie ball game only on the back of Travis Core's serving so far.
Looks like they're going to tighten the net a little bit here. Maybe they're all thinking it's lipping up a little bit in that on those backside pockets, but they're going to get to their liking, get it to where it's a little bit more closer to the standardization. Connor Ackerman looking wide, but still that ball going high. Ackerman is pretty tall, so got to keep those serves a little bit lower. Finocchi here stepping right, faking left, going back right. And Ackerman gets a nice hand on it, but can't quite get up in time. He might have thought he carried it. Yeah, it looks like he motions that he thinks he carried it, so gave up on the play a little bit there.
Yeah, good spirit there to make that call on himself. The sport, of course, is self-officiated as Finocchi finally lands his first serve of the game, and it's a doozy.
I do believe we have Brendan Ferreira out there observing, so he will be a third party for any disputes in this matchup. As Gabe Finocchi not double faulting anymore.
Yeah, no dispute about that one. That was certified sick reverse cut from Gabe.
That was sloppy. So Gabe Finocchi starting to heat up a little bit out here, looking for the lefty. Ackerman, a lefty himself, going to eat that one up, put it away. Nice little shot, has no trouble with the no-hit zone.
Yeah, Ackerman, one of the taller players in the pro division, can just straddle his legs around the net, reach well in there. As Core looks to receive.
Plays the fault. That's okay, it's going to pop up. Ackerman's there to reach it. Hornock with a nice set. He's going to try to wrap it back behind him, but Finocchi's there with a hand of his own and just hits it right over Ackerman's body.
Really a missed opportunity there for Ackerman. Getting a pretty good set. The ball's on his strong left hand, and he's just pulling the ball a little bit soft, a little bit high, right at Finocchi. Can't be happening at this level.
Yeah, got to keep that ball at least a little bit lower. Maybe could have still dropped there. Looked like Gabe might have been a little bit too far away. But yeah, just got to pick a better shot. Travis Core, I believe you said the score's 10-8. Oh, we do have the scoreboard going. Perfect. 10-8 second. That one's going to be put on the net. Looks like it's handled nicely. Sets a little bit short. Hornock able to flick it forward.
Beautiful flick push there. Just reaching out over that no-hit zone. Hornock, not quite as tall as Ackerman, but still quite a bit of length.
Ackerman looking wide left again. Haven't seen him opt for that wide step-out serve that he did first point of the game. Going to instep this time and go for the push.
There he is.
Finocchi jumping left. maybe thinking it's going to cut a little wider. Maybe put a little bit of reverse cut on there as well.
Yeah, notice now Ackerman's back on the right-hand side, so he's going to opt for the serve. He can step out and hit the ball between his two opponents. Makes for a really awkward receive.
Goes for the drop just to mix it up a little bit. The set's off net, just barely goes under Ackerman's armpit. And yeah, the main goal of that serve is really just to force, if you get the serve receive up, your setting partner is now behind you. And so you're having to essentially set it over your partner's shoulder, and it just makes for a really awkward shot.
Wow.
With a nice cut serve. Ackerman thinks it's high. Not quite sure. Hornock dove, so it's hard to tell where his shoulders were maybe before he dove.
Yeah. We got Ferreira there on the third-party call. Signals flat hand, that means clean. So
a nice ace for Funaki. See if he can continue his streak. Goes for a drop. Don't see many of those out of Funaki, and that's going to end his run.
Not before doing some more damage and getting the lead back up to 2 while serving.
Yeah, starting to get into that danger zone a little bit. You got to win the game by 2, so once you're up 2, all you have to do is hold from there. And if the other team's going to double fault like this, then there's not too much pressure. Travis Core will see if he goes for any more lefties today or if he just opts to try to put the ball in play.
Yeah, Core had a couple of good breaks early in the game, but it's been otherwise quiet from the line.
That one's going to be a nice fast jam. A great set from Ackerman to keep it alive, but a nice touch from Funaki. He's going to put it up. Ackerman, ball comes right to his hands, but he can't quite reach it. Maybe just lipping up a little bit higher than he thought, but that's not a great break there from Sloppy. Maybe getting a little bit lucky there, or Gold Diggers maybe a little bit unlucky.
It was excellent anticipation by Funaki, knowing he saw Hornock swinging down. He jumps up and gets his body in the right position to react with his hands. And then just a smooth, soft hand to get a touch to Core. Easy set and put away for them.
Yeah, I think if you're Core right now, you want to just keep putting these serves on the net, those quick, fast jams, to put the pressure on, make Gold Diggers make weak hits. But Ackerman going to go wide left again. And that's going to be a nice hand up from Hornock. Ackerman, a little bit of a low set, gives no options on the hitting. Hornock going to keep the body up and hits the bottom of his elbow and goes down.
And another missed opportunity there for Gold Diggers, where they're getting a pretty manageable first touch. It's not a hard play to make, and they need to get that put away. They should be in system. They should be putting that away, and they're just leaving them on the table. Now down 3. You can't be having that against a top team like Sloppy Seconds.
And it looks like the shot selection is just a little bit lacking right now. It looks like they're kind of just hitting, big righty, big lefty. Might need to mix it up, throw some drops in there. We saw a flick from Hornock earlier, but other than that, I think that's all we've seen. And there we go. We get a nice wrap, but Core's able to track it down with a nice up, lots of time. And he's going to drop it on the net. Ackerman's there, but hits it just a little bit too far away. Hornock thought he might have to dive for it himself, but Ackerman ends up hitting it away, so Sloppy Seconds is going to keep running away with these breaks.
And you see that hit roll up from Hornock. It's exactly what you're saying. It's not necessarily execution so much as decision-making and shot selection. There are other places that they can hit that ball. The set is not off-center. So for Hornock and Ackerman, they need to be eyeing up the defense a little better. Maybe that means a little more height on the set, as we see there from Hornock.
Yeah, so gives him a little bit more time. He has time to see Gabe Funaki right off the net there. Chooses to tool it into the body, which is a little bit dangerous, but gets away with it. A nice serve here from Hornock, but lots of time for Gabe Funaki to make the set here. It's off net, and that's going to be a nice break for Gold Diggers. Got to get some momentum back here. At least if they don't win, try to get that momentum back, take it into game 2. Try to win game 2 with that momentum.
Within that critical 2-point win threshold margin. Of course, game to 21. Another interesting look. I know you've seen some of Hornock in practice, but for a lot of players and folks at home, they might be seeing these different leans for the first time on stream.
Yeah. Does a little bit of a Jordan Caradonna-esque type of serve.
Absolutely.
Where he pops up on that 1 foot to just try and get as wide as he can, as fast as he can.
Caradonna, of course, one of California's more prolific servers. Not in the pro division, but you can feel his influence on the tournament and on the scene today. Nice put away there, though.
Yeah, that was a good put
Give
away
some credit to Gold
Ackerman.
Diggers for making a good shot selection after a couple of not so great ones.
And a nice wide lefty there. Funaki going to put it right on net, lips up really high. Ackerman has lots of time. And a nice little flick, but it's poorly executed. I think they're going to call carry here. Brendan has clean, so that will be a break for Sloppy Seconds. Or just a hold,
Just
rather.
a hold.
Yep.
Yep. But it feels like a break when you're giving away bad hits like that. It definitely feels like a break. So If I were Gold Diggers, I would be similarly dejected. But now 18-15.
That's going to be a reverse cut, but it's too high. Almost should maybe play those if you're playing against Gabe Finocchi here. Don't want him to heat up. He will double fault here. A lot of pressure on Hornock here. Needs to get a break or two to pull them back into this game. Force it into extras. That's going to be a nice serve, but it's handled well by Finocchi right past the body of Hornock.
They're serving down 2, so they need 2 breaks to force. At this point, would probably need to be an extras to win beyond just 21 points. Save a 5-0 run.
Go here looking left. Maybe he heard me talking from all the way over here saying he needs to shoot it a little bit lower, hit those shots a little bit lower, and just slides it through. Goes for a reverse. You don't see him step back too often, but when you do see him step back, you can probably assume it's going to be a reverse. He's just trying to get that extra angle. This serve comes in nice and low. It's a body off the hip from Hornock. It's a little bit off
That's a weak
net.
set.
Yeah, that set coming in just really hot and high, which is really hard to swing through from high above your shoulder like that.
And it's on the left there, right? Hornock, of course, a right-handed player. Kyle Ackerman is a lefty, maybe setting himself instead of setting his teammate.
Right.
But the points are out there for Gold Diggers to come back and take. That game could certainly go the other way.
I think it's just, first game of the day, haven't completely warmed up yet. Playing this other team, still learning their shot selection, getting used to the serve receive. But yeah, really just cleaning up these games really from both teams. A lot of sloppy play out there. So
yeah, unfortunately by Gold Diggers and not sloppy seconds. But we'll see if they can answer back in Game 2 and push this series to Game 3. Welcome back to the 2021 Spikeball Roundnet National Championship. For Matthew Burrows, I'm Ben Dantwitz, and we're jumping into Game 2 of our Pro Division matchup. It's Gold Diggers versus Sloppy Seconds.
Yeah, so Sloppy Seconds taking Game 1. I believe the score was 21-17. Is that correct? So looking pretty dominant in that first game. Not a very close game. Gold Diggers started out the game 4-1, taking some nice breaks, but Sloppy Seconds taking the breaks right back. We're going to have Finocchi serving first for us this game, but just a lot of cleanup needed from Gold Diggers. Yeah,
it was a really good exhibit in cleanliness. As you see a smooth serve from Finocchi there going reverse cut. But those 4 points between Sloppy Seconds and Gold Diggers was not even the number of points that I thought Gold Diggers gave back in missed opportunities and mistakes. So if they can clean things up, we should see a much different game here.
Yep. It looks like a much better shot coming out of Hornock this early. Playing that little reverse cut, didn't get the greatest touch, but sets over the edge of the net, and he's able to pull it back behind him. So good shot selection. Almost gets the block back onto the net. Not sure if he might have been in the no-hit zone. But Travis Core.
Tough angle here. May have bounced a couple of times. Been trapped on the net. But either way, no good.
Travis Core to serve for us now. Nice little righty. Looking nice and wide. He does step out and serve at the same time.
Yeah, and a lot of the odds makers out there said things about Travis Core. Historically he's had maybe a tag of being a little less experienced. He's now one of the more experienced, old dogs on the court.
Yep.
He actually podiumed 2019 Nationals, finishing in 3rd place with Jarrett Rouse. So he hasn't been to the mountaintop, but he's been to one of those peaks along the way. And amongst all these players here, that experience is really going to be valuable for just bearing down and clutching up on some points.
Ackerman opting for that wide step out serve again. Gabe Finocchi, you see standing back further this time, noticing, hey, I didn't have a lot of room to set last time you did this to me, so I'm going to start a couple steps back. That way I don't get jammed up.
Yeah, a very literal pro tip is when you're not serving or serve receiving, the 7-foot line is actually a minimum, not a maximum for where you have to stand. Of course, the serve receiver, you see Hornock can stand off to the side and shuffle because Finocchi is doing things like that.
Ooh, and a great shot from Hornock diving over the net. The core's going to run it down. It's off net again. The drop. Ackerman's got to scoop in there and get that short ball.
Ooh. It's that same decision making where last game we saw a lot of opportunities for Gold Diggers to maybe drop the ball in front of a defense off net. Core taking those notes and saying, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Ackerman playing this high serve. It's going to go into the thigh of Finocchi. A little bit off net. That one's going to pop up. Ackerman's going to choose to pick this one up. And he flicks it. Almost gets the touch from Core, but doesn't go quite up enough. Nice little rally there. A great touch from Finocchi. Unfortunately, couldn't put away from Core.
Yeah, just a must-hold situation there for Gold Diggers early in Game 2. They need to stay in this early.
Hornock opting to go back to that sort of sideways stance. And that lefty's going to pop up again. Core receiving well so far. He's wearing those nice bright pink socks today.
Yeah.
Goes for the drop.
A full neon ensemble. A neon ensemble, if you will.
Ooh, a nice serve receive up off the hip of Hornock.
Great instincts.
And there it is, the nice little push from the lefty.
The drop is always open in the pro division.
Getting that nice little shot, nice little spot. It is funny to see the development of players starting to dive for serve receives. If you saw that first drop from Travis Core, Garrett Hornock immediately just dives for it. And you'll see a lot of players starting to dive for cuts, reverse cuts if they're getting too wide. But Ackerman going to drop the ball in the net here. Goes up nice and wide. Loses his footing there.
Yeah, you see Ackerman caught between maybe jumping for the ball right up at the net, trying to make that big wall or make that roof, as sometimes players will say, versus turning his shoulder and just running it down.
Benaki serving first here, faking both ways. Out wide. Kyle Ackerman's going to call side pocket, and Brendan Ferrer will agree. So Gabe Benaki going to his second serve here. Maybe calls wrong score. And that's going to be a double fault. So a good hold there from Gold Diggers to keep themselves within that 2-break range. Keep the game as close as possible. We are still early in this game too. Want to take some momentum here. A nice serve from Hornock, and hey, I guess I get what I asked for.
Yeah.
Hornock with a nice ace, just nice little cut. His cut is a little bit different than most. You'll see it come when it's coming to the net. It looks like it's going to come as a jam, and then right as it hits the net, it just immediately turns and shoots to your right. So it can be a little bit tricky on the eyes.
A little
ball there.
Little back rim there, but not before tying it up. So big break to stay close in this game. Core serving up 7-6 here.
Trying to look wide there, find side pocket. Second serve, got to put it in play. I think if you're sloppy, you're just forcing Gold Diggers to make mistakes. And that is a nice high set, but Benaki with a nice hand. A knee from Hornock, but can't quite reach it.
Looked to be a rim off of Benaki's hit there. So maybe a little hitting error on that defensive conversion opportunity. So that script starting to flip a little bit, where sloppy seconds is maybe missing some of their opportunities.
A nice serve from Kyle Ackerman, getting out wide. Gonna force Travis Core to play with his left. A lot of players uncomfortable with that left hand. Don't get a lot of practice serve receiving on that side.
And you see Ackerman on the right side. It's gonna guarantee he's serving from this stance where he wants to step way out to the left and put it between those players, just like we were talking about game one. Make it awkward for Core to have to set Benaki from right behind him. And you see Core able to catch that ball. Looked to be a double fault. I think
he took an accidental step on that first serve.
Yeah, must have lost his balance there on the first one.
Benaki going to start us off with a nice little rim. Almost hits us. Second serve. It's going to be a nice little cut. Ackerman handles it decently enough. And that's, again, these nice shots. Last game, we were just seeing a lot of big lefties, big righties. Now you see Gold Diggers opting for those, short, fast flicks away. And it's working much better for them in this game,
Less
too.
is more sometimes on offense. Just putting the ball in the gap and not trying to overpower the defense. Just be clean and smooth in the gap.
Hornock trying to go for a nice little cut serve here, but finds it way too high. Core opts to play it. Getting ace last time he serve received Garrett Hornock. Decides, hey, let me take this easy ball.
Absolutely at this level. Any ball could be an ace ball. So you want to play as many first serves as you see, especially if it means it's an opportunity to just get in rhythm. That's the difference between feeling empowered and feeling powerless when you see a good serve from Hornock.
Core with the second serve here. Got to put it in play, and he does. A nice little jam. It's handled well, and again, the nice low lefty.
Yeah, seen a couple of those from Hornock. Ackerman's not thrilled about his own set there, as you see, but Hornock able to forgive and forget, get the hold.
Well,
a little tricky stance there.
Drops again, Second serve now, step out really wide. Gets it nice and low. Sets nice and easy this time. Oh, almost gets the hand up from Kyle Ackerman there. Got to reach those. It's if the ball is within your reach, you should be getting that touch, or you need to be getting those touches.
At this level, absolutely. The expectation needs to be very high. And Ackerman's waved at a couple of those balls. You've seen him pretty visibly disappointed in himself when he's not converting every opportunity.
play this nice high serve here, and a nice touch from Funaki, really low, but he's able to get down. And again, nobody guarding that drop ball.
Not sure what the call might be, whether there's a no-hit zone question or...
They're going to talk it out. I think he was maybe saying possibly a hinder call, saying Gabe ran through and Garrett got pushed away. Not quite sure.
Yeah. It was very tricky in real time to see whether that may have been a hinder on Funaki into Hornock. Where Funaki, of course, is dropping that ball because he doesn't see anybody there.
Right.
And Hornock is coming around his left shoulder, might be able to dig that, but pretty tricky.
Right. I think Gabe has the right away there as the hitter, but either way, we're going to move on. Nice little lefty off the hip of Gabe Funaki, but just rolls past him a little bit too far. A lot of topspin on that shot. Game's
not
still
for a good
tied
reason.
up.
Yeah, not for a good reason there, as it's a rolling too much on the net, popping up for a free ball. Hornock going to his bread and butter 1 foot leaning serve. We saw how lethal he was in Richmond when he played with Joe Bondi. They dropped 1 game all tournament, and on the back of some insane reverse cuts there from Hornock, giving me flashbacks.
Yeah. Some people say when you play him, if he steps out, you need to step in, because usually if he steps out, he's going to reverse cut, and it will go to your other side. Travis Core here with a nice soft touch, but Ackerman going to run this one down. A nice high set from Hornock.
Oh, and it's off the fingertips.
Yeah, doesn't make great contact with that shot. Ackerman a little bit upset with himself. Does a great job running that down. Able to get there, having to dive, slide for it a little bit. Hornock maybe got to get that set a little bit closer to the net. Ackerman got to give maybe a little bit better bid, make a little bit more contact.
You see him coming in with that full swing, but so many of the points here have been won on rallies on just some well-placed drops, some more finesse plays. Maybe just another decision-making error there, trying to do too much, and it's a low percentage chance when you're running back from 20 yards off net to run and get a full swing in versus being in system over the net. A little bit of a side pocket, it seems, there from Course. That'll be a double fault. And we've got Ackerman queued up, serving from the right side. We all know what this means. It means we're going to wait 4 more seconds for him to serve.
Yeah. It does take a little bit longer, but if that's making your opponents frustrated, that's just another mind game to play against them. Like, hey, yeah, you're going to have to wait for me to make this serve happen. And if you don't like it, that's too bad.
And we've seen him mix in the drops. So you know Ackerman likes playing the mind games. But that one's just going to be a regular old serve.
Oh, and a nice touch up from Ackerman here. It's off net a little bit. He's going to put away nice and low, and a great break there from Gold Diggers.
Yeah, not trying to do too much there, just getting the ball on the net, hitting a little bit of a medium in-betweener shot, not a drop shot that can be easily dug, not a high ball that's going to be up in the air for free.
Bit of low set, a soft touch here from Ackerman, and a nice open field for Hornock to hit. I think he's calling Travis Core, I believe, called a hinder. We will see.
Yeah, not sure what the discussion is exactly. Just spot checking a couple of questions with the observer, maybe. Not sure if there's even a specific call going, but they're just going to redo that. Maybe a little bit of extra traffic there as they were. Core was trying to clear the net, and Ackerman was trying to play defense.
It was a great touch from Ackerman. Nice to see him getting those touches now. Has been, struggling a little bit with those touches, getting them up, but does a great job there.
Yeah, definitely builds confidence.
Yeah. Tough to lose that break when, it just has to go back to a redo. That's just what the most fair call is, but the game will press on. Funaki looking left.
The game will press on, and they're going to need to forget that one and just get this hold on Funaki, who could be really dangerous.
Wow, a great reverse cut out of Funaki, and the touch just goes a little bit too far backwards. Ackerman can't make the set, has to make the set with his right hand, which is his offhand, which makes it just that much tougher. So Funaki going to get another break here again. I believe Kyle Ackerman called the timeout there. Yeah, but they will take the timeout. Try to ice Gabe a little bit.
But not before some damage was done. You know, you see Ackerman turns that. He's trying to go, as you said, across his body, reaching for that lefty set when it really should be a smoother righty set for him mechanically, and it turns into a 2-break swing instead of just a classic hold. All of a sudden 16-13, right after that 13-13 moment where you thought maybe Gold Diggers goes at 14-13. So in the span of 4 points or 3 points being replayed,
Right.
all of a sudden it's a 3-point deficit instead of a 1-point lead.
Yeah. So
devastating for them.
Yeah, I remember Garrett Hornock was telling me before this tournament that he was feeling pretty confident against serve receiving Gabe Funaki, but Gabe Funaki might have stepped up his game a little bit, swinging a little bit harder, putting a little bit more spin on the ball. He's hitting some banger serves, forcing those weak receives, which really is all they need. I think Sloppy Seconds does a great job of playing defense, so they don't really need to just take straight up aces, although, I mean, it's nice if you do, but just forcing those weak receives, I think, is the name of their game right now.
Yeah, and a couple of just sloppy offensive series from Gold Diggers has made it look very easy for a high-level defensive team like Sloppy Seconds, eating up touches and just putting the ball away.
Yep, and I believe they're going to talk to the observer here, maybe clarifying expectations out on the field. Travis Core carrying 6 balls, not sure what he's going to do with them, but it looks like we'll be getting back into this game from this timeout. It will be up to Garrett Hornock to try and hold Funaki's serve here. Would hate to see some sort of hitting error or a weak shot. Want to get that nice up, that nice set. Put that ball away, try to get the momentum back. Try to get a break back, stay in this game. They're going to play this one. The lefty into Gabe, but it's going to double onto the net. Almost gets the body back on.
Yeah, he might have been signaling his toes were in the no-hit zone there too. Usually when you're defending, you want to cut off a lot of angles. That means you may be coming inside that no-hit zone. It's not a no-defend zone though. So Funaki's trying to get that quick touch and put it up in the air, not on the net, to get that conversion.
Hornock with a nice little push there. It's going to be over the net. Tries to get the hand up, but can't quite reach it.
Yeah, the set's low from Core there. It gives Funaki not much time to react and has to kind of just jump over and force that forehand pull. The ball might have been coming towards Ackerman, and Hornock may have cut him off unintentionally there.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Might need to leave that ball for Ackerman. Get that touch a little bit further off net, having more reaction time.
It's just so hard to make those decisions in those split-second moments where you see Funaki going to swing and you don't know if Ackerman's necessarily on the ball. You just know that you have a chance to maybe get the ball up, and you have to take your percentage chance over an unknown.
Ackerman needs to make the breaks happen here. Goes for a righty. Haven't seen those out of him. That might be new.
Yeah, he landed a couple in warm-ups this morning. I will say they didn't look as good as his lefty, but at this level, if you can add extra angles, you have to take whatever you can get. And right now they're getting double faults, and that's going to be no good. Down 3. We saw this place in Game 1. They were down 18-15. So, familiar situation for Sloppy, trying to just put the series away.
Funaki with the reverse, but Hornock just going to push it through the legs of both members of Sloppy up at the net, not low enough to get that body. Hornock does a great job of pushing it through the legs.
It's really confident offense when he's hitting the ball that soft. If the ball goes any higher, it's an easy 1-2-3 put away for Sloppy Seconds to grab.
I think that might be why he's hitting it softer, because he knows if he pushes it any harder, it's probably going to roll into that lip. Whereas if he keeps it a little bit lighter, it's just going to nicely bounce off the net.
Less is more. And of course, he's got to get this break here.
Oh, almost gets the touch.
Couple quick touches.
Yeah, Ackerman gets the touch off of his body. Falls straight down, but Hornock is there to try to hit it up. Unfortunately, hits it straight back into the body of Ackerman, so he has no chance to hit the ball.
19-16, not quite out of reach, but Core's trying to just seal this first game. Their first series, excuse me.
That one's going to be too high, so running out of chances here for Gold Diggers. Got to make something happen now. Otherwise, they're going to drop this first series of the day. Short ball.
That's 17-19.
Looks like he's on top of it.
Ackerman could get one and they hold, and Hornock could get one that you want. You get one, I get one situation.
Oh, wow. A nice little slow
And that's the
serve.
first break they need.
Just not even like the best serve you've ever hit. Really just an off pace out wide to your left hand. Make him mess it up. And that's going to be a very crucial break for Gold Diggers here.
Speaking of crucial, Ackerman's going to his favorite serve.
Stepping out wide. It gets it very wide. And that set is very off net. Does he get that on the net? Holy cow.
Goodness.
Gabe Funaki diving, getting that ball. I thought it was below the net.
The ball was below the net. The ball is below the net. This doesn't track.
There's no possible way he hit this shot. So far away, and it hits up and just lifts up off the pocket. Gabe Funaki does not want to drop this series.
Doesn't want to drop a game.
Yeah, and he's going to get a nice serve here. It's off net. Gets the touch there. Core puts him on net again. That shot looks not great.
Yeah, an opportunity to just emphatically in the game with the craziest hit I've ever seen, with a really good defensive opportunity there too. But One more chance for Hornock.
Nice serve from Hornock, but handled well by Core, and that's going to be the put away to take
Wow.
the series. Sloppy seconds over Gold Diggers, taking their revenge from Garland, and they will be starting off 1-0 in this pool. Looking pretty good, pretty solid, especially with that last hit from Gabe Finocchi. That was just absurd.
I'm feeling that Nationals energy, that extra spark. Finocchi diving over the net like that.
Yeah.
Already probably the hit of the day, maybe not play of the day.
Yeah,
but
and you
wow.
can tell exactly why these players are the top players in the nation, making plays like that. Just completely absurd, but today's the day to make those highlights.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Fireworks get next. We're going to take a quick break before our next matchup, but you guys should stay tuned right here.